You make it feel like heaven above, but God is telling me, hey, that you're no good for my soul. Hey, and I know it's bad for me. You got me hooked and you'll still be loved, cause I don't want to leave.
Next thing you know, once we have the master vocal on the second verse, man, it's, dude, this is sick. It really is.
Ooh, oh, yeah. Hey.
Oh, there we go. And yeah, I think it's just like a little repetitive too. Like, we'll, you know, like just like beat wise, like I'll do little stuff that you barely hear, but it's just like
okay, yeah.
But we'll do that after the master vocal, because once we have the master vocal,
right,
then like when you sing something super dope, that's when we'll
that's when you are like
stuff out, you know, and then like and then when you're silent, we'll do like a little doodle, you know, just little. I think that's all it needs is like the sprinkle on the final.
Like this is. For this song,
that's fire.
I just wanted like a simple little. I wanted it like, cause I don't like things overproduced. That's just me. I don't like too much shit in a song. Like the most important thing for me is the groove of something. I want the groove of it. I remember I had a studio session, and you know I was doing what I did with you. Yeah. And the most important thing was the groove, but he was adding so much shit in it that the groove was going away. And I was like, no, take that out. It's too much. And then he getting his motherfucking feelings. I'm like, bitch, I done paid you though. So you gonna take the shit out. It feels good. Like that.
Well, and that was so cool too, because like that's a thing too. Is like he wrote that, right? Like, so he came to me and was like, the bass line needs to be, or there's something needs to, like, there's the main thing I know for sure with the music is dum, 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 dum. I think I even had you just record that, and then I
did.
I built it off of that. That's like, and then we just kind of lucked out.
And that drums. Yes, that drum. I love. Yeah.
And like just little snaps.
I can't wait till we're like up in like the like nice studio we have at our mansion.
Oh my God, dude,
and we're filming this on a red camera. Like, it's happening.
Yeah.
This is so fun.
Well, that's the thing. It's like the difference between having a bunch of more money and this is really not that like,
far.
It's not. It really doesn't matter in a lot of ways, man.
No, yeah.
Like it would, like
we already have it here.
Yeah, well, my daily life, what would be different? I'd probably have nicer clothes on. I'd have a dope car in the garage, and this would be like a similar house. It would be like on the hills.
Man,
you know, that's it. But it's not really that different. Like the bones of this is like we're already there. So yeah.
And that's what it means to be Hollywood offbeat.
Oh, we're so offbeat.
Oh, Hollywood offbeat.
Nice tie-in.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That with this,
we're rolling, so like we can just
I like the coasters.
Right?
And it can see you even right here?
I think so. Let me do it. Can you check your mic real quick?
Hello.
Jesus wasn't talking in that first part.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything's perfect.
Period.
Yay. What are you doing, Stephanie?
Oh, hi. Wait.
Is it on?
Yeah, we're rolling,
We're
so
rolling?
we can start whenever.
Is this the frame?
Do you want to scoot over?
Can I go like this?
I think so.
I just want to give myself angles.
Can we? So what are the?
No, this is fine. I just wanted an angle. Okay, so I have
your
room.
space.
Can we curse? How open? What are the do's and don'ts?
Anything we want. There's no don'ts.
Okay.
It's all
Only
do's.
Oh yeah. Anyways.
That's a good little intro.
Yeah, that'll work.
Offbeat. We're doing Hollywood Offbeat. So welcome. Hollywood Offbeat. Here we are.
What's good?
Today we have a guest.
Hey y'all, I'm Joe Thomas Carter.
Wait, is like our first official guest?
Yeah, that's our
Holy
first
shit,
guest.
you're our first one,
guest.
bro.
History.
Yeah, history in the making.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're so happy to have him. You guys don't even know how talented this man is. Oh my goodness.
Seriously.
Just wait till you hear him. Also see him. He's amazing.
Thank you.
So we're very honored to have you on our humble little podcast.
Hey.
Absolutely. No, for really though. It's I don't say things unless I mean them, and especially when it comes to musicians, but it's like, yeah, you're fire.
Thank y'all.
It's really cool to have you.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
You got a fire emoji from Zeb.
Fire emoji.
Wow.
A fire emoji. Well, thank y'all for having me here. So I'm excited to chit and chat. Yeah. So, yeah.
I'm excited. And chat.
Chit and chat and chit chat.
So Stephanie, you just got done with the photo shoot. How did that go?
It was great for lots of things. Yeah, it's weird. After the pandemic, I just haven't been modeling really. I don't know what happened. Like I'm trying to still figure it out. Like, but I just like stopped caring to model. It's weird. I feel like I don't know how to model anymore.
Oh, like your feet like feel rusty. Kind of?
Yeah, I
fair
feel
enough.
like an
Fair enough.
impersonate, like imposter syndrome. It's weird.
Okay, yeah.
And I think it's also partially because I gained weight, so I'm like, thinking.
Gay weight, where though? Where, y'all? Where?
Wait, hold on.
Okay, this is a Barbie doll.
Plus size right now. No kidding. But yeah, no, like so it kind of like messed with my self-esteem a little bit. I don't like how I look in pictures, and yeah, so it's been interesting. But it was really chill. Like he came to the house, so it was just like we were just chilling.
You seem
And
cool.
yeah, really low key. It was like all up to me what I wanted to do, so that made it like
nice.
low pressure. So yeah, it was fun, and I hated most of the pictures just because I don't like how I look right now. But there were a few that I liked, so that was good.
So did you, and not to trigger the weight situation, but did you go on like a little bit of a foodcation?
No, it's more like I think also getting into a relationship, like you just get like happy, you're like going out.
Happy weight.
Yeah,
That's
it
the
was
thing. Happy
It
weight.
was a happy weight, but like now I'm just like okay, because like when you're like sad or you're like trying to like get guys to like you, then like you'll work out and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And you're like motivated, and like because you're sad, you're not eating, so you're just like sat in your room. And so like anyway, I've been single a long time, so like yeah,
Been single forever.
3 years.
If anybody out there think I'm fine and look good, follow me on
DMs.
Instagram.
The DMs.
The DMs. Joe Thomas Carter.
Yes. But yeah, no, I'm happy to be in a relationship, and it's just like now my focus has to go back to like working out again. So, because like when you have nothing to do, then you're like, might as well go to dance class or work out or kaju. But like now I'm always with the person I love, so I'm like,
Shout out to Johnny.
Shout out to Johnny.
Johnny Majesty.
I wish he was here right now. Yeah. Oh yeah, Johnny's not here.
Yeah,
he
he's
normally
on set.
would be here. Yeah, he's just busy doing this stuff though. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
we're doing our acting stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Period.
Yeah.
Period. All. Period.
Yeah, so and it's difficult, I think, also like with the Instagram culture now, like everything's being edited, so everyone looks amazing, and like if you're not like an all-star supermodel, like then you don't really stand out, and so it like also kind of lost its appeal for that reason because Instagram has changed. Like now it's all ads and like celebrities and videos,
Content videos,
videos. So like then it takes away like kind of the modeling aspects that it brought. Because I used to get most of my work off of Instagram, and then the algorithm changing now, like I don't get that many likes, which is fine. But there's like the lack of exposure that it used to have with hashtags.
Yeah.
Like used to, I could like hashtag portrait, hashtag this, and there's a whole community around it. But that's kind of fallen off.
So
too.
you're saying like, photographers would hit you up based off of that?
Yeah.
And you would get a lot of gigs.
Just
from people DMing you.
Yep.
Oh shit.
I just hate how like social media has just messed our minds up. Like we're so like into obsessed with like the likes and the follows and stuff. And like I try to really stay humble. Like I'm just for me, I try not to pay attention to like the likes and the follows, but I guess with the follows, okay, I understand like the more followers to get, like it's a nice view to like casting people or whatever.
No, it's beneficial.
It's beneficial. That's what it's
Which
a
also
benefit.
sucks.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's just I try not to pay attention to that stuff. Even on TikTok, with the following that I've gained from my little videos, I don't really get that excited over the numbers like that. Like now when it comes to getting views on my work, it's like, yay, like okay, people are seeing like the creativity, but I try not to think about it from a sense of like, oh yes, okay, followers. Like yes, I'm gaining. I don't know. That's just I don't know.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think that would like I always hoped I would get, and I finally do have a few people that are helping on the the business end of that stuff. Because I was the same way. Like the actual marketing part of it, or the actual like using that to leverage things, or like getting excited about that. It was never I don't care. Like, I just want to make the songs. But
Yeah.
I can see how, like, the manager people in my life, that is
The business
what they get
side.
excited about.
Yeah.
Like, that is what
Right.
they're after, and like that is something that helps them like
Yeah.
promote me or whatever.
So it's like
that's
obviously
cool.
we're the creatives, but then we have to remember there is the business.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't know. It's like I just hope I can get more and more people, so I have to do less and less of that, though. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah.
and I think because it does, it's two different brains, and like it can be distracting and annoying, and I think it like can kind of poison the well, you know, because you're just
Yeah.
trying to be creative, and then someone can like fucking comment something off, and you're just like, okay.
Mhm.
And then it just makes you feel like it's just stuck in the back of your head the next time you're making a video or making a song or something, you
Yeah.
know. And like I just don't want
That's
any
a
of that.
whole
Like,
other thing.
I just wish, I could have people like full time dedicated to like doing that for me, like that. Well, and that's the goal, right? Is just to get to that spot. But yeah, that stuff's not fun. And I was thinking about it a lot when I was in Albania, because like we had Wi-Fi everywhere, which was like really surprising. Like even in the really really remote towns we got to hiking. But I was not checking social media whatsoever.
Living in the moment.
Yeah, and I was literally just like texting a few people, being like, "Hey," or like sending a picture of like, "Here's me on a mountain" or whatever. But it wasn't ever through. Like I didn't do any stories for a whole month.
Yeah, you didn't.
I think I watched 2 episodes of TV. Like we had our little like iPhone set up in between our bed and like watched like one of the Lord of the Rings or whatever. But that was it, and it like felt really good. And then I noticed it even more when I came back, because like the first few days I was just lazy and just was like watching TV and like scrolling, like all day, just being lazy. And like immediately I went from like, oh, like life's beautiful and everything's great, to kind of like, oh, like I'm not good enough. Like, oh, here's this hot girl I'll never get. Oh, I should probably be investing in real estate instead of being a musician. You fucking loser. Another hot girl you'll never get. Oh, here's a musician that has a way better
Not the hot
career than
girl.
you. Like it was just. And then it just added up. It just kind of like stacked on me over. And it was so like a month of like detox, and then within like 2 days, it was like all the existential
stuff, yeah.
existential dread was back.
It was back,
Like,
yeah.
damn.
And that's crazy. It's like people go on these social media fasts and stuff, and then as soon as they come back,
Yeah.
it's like it's almost like, dang, it's like you never left, because
Yeah.
it's just.
I love
social
that that's
media.
even a phrase. Like
Yeah, like
Social
that.
media fast.
Yeah.
I'm on a break. Like, and I love when they like announce it, like I'm going on a
Right.
Like,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've done that before.
Yeah.
No, it's just funny. Like I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just like that. It's just funny to me because I'm like, holy shit! Like this is our.
This is the
culture.
thing,
Like,
right.
yeah, it's just always a
Like we had to
surprise.
tell people that we're taking a break
Right.
away from them.
And
Yeah.
maybe it's
Yeah.
also meant for like business too, because people can look at your page and be like, oh, I need to DM them about an opportunity, but it's like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna respond in a while because I'm taking a break. I don't know.
No, that's exactly it. Like that is why I can't keep myself off of it, because then I'm like, and I've
You
done
never-
it,
Mhm.
and then like I missed like a couple like photo shoots and stuff, and so yeah, that's the frustrating part about it, is it's like almost become like part of the entertainment industry, to the point where it's like
Yeah.
you're nobody if you don't have a social media, like you know what I mean. And it sucks that that's true, but it's just like at this day and age, like unless you're a name like actor or like musician, like then like Lady Gaga, she could not have a social media, then she'd be fine. But like
Right.
anyone else, like
Yeah.
like people like us, like we need a presence to
We need-
prove ourselves. It's
No,
kind of
yeah.
like
crazy.
it's like it's literally a barrier of entry now.
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
like obnoxious to me, and it's cool. Like, and that's the thing. It's like it depends on how you look at it. Because like Gary
Right.
Vee, for instance, is like, holy
Right.
shit, this is amazing. You guys should be really, really stoked
Right.
because it's free. Like we didn't have this when I was trying to like
Right.
get
Yeah.
my liquor store off the ground and like really do it big. Like so it was like we had to put fucking ads in the newspaper and shit just
That's
to get
so
the word
true.
out.
Yeah.
So like you guys, you have no idea how lucky you are.
Yeah.
And, like complaining about it is insane to me, and like I get that part of it too, where it's like, oh, suck it up and like stop, whining. But it's also just like, it's just another thing we have to do on top of all the other work now. Too, it's like it's expected. So now instead of just being able to write the songs and play the shows, it's like now you gotta, and it's tough too, because just the fact that there's so many platforms too. It's like
Right.
because I basically only do Instagram, and now we're gonna be doing YouTube. But like I've totally ignored TikTok, which is like a huge
Yeah, this will be good for TikTok.
Yeah,
Right.
we could put, well, and that's the thing. And okay, so even for this podcast, right? It's like now we're gonna have this podcast, and then like even just the fact that it's like we're gonna have to post it like 5 different places, it fucking bothers me. Like, it's like
But you know, it's also like when you were saying that, I just thought about like platforms. Like think about even that terminology. It's like it really is like different stages. Like back in the day, like, you know, you would go on different stages to show yourself as a musician or an actor. You would be on different stages, different platforms, and it's the same thing, but now it's like a digital platform.
Yeah.
And so it's really about like how many free shows do you want to do? Free shows of yourself in order to like gain that
Get
exposure.
something, yeah.
And put your content out there. And that's what's weird about it too, is because it's almost like a transactional thing too, where you're like doing a bunch of free work, but like it's like there's people that are going above and beyond to do so, and those people putting in the work, then they eventually do see like the fruit of that, you know. So it's like it's kind of just like the game has gotten a lot harder.
Well, and
in some ways.
Well, and it's interesting too, because like part of I'm trying to frame it as like the positive part is like, oh, it's free marketing, but it's such a good point. Like I think you hit the nail on the head on the opposite part, where it's like it is also free work. You're giving, you're building content, you're just giving away.
Yeah.
So like that's a good part. Like that's a good point too. But I think I'm getting excited though, because I'm really hoping I can do like live shows in the garage and stuff once it's set up.
Yeah.
And do like try to put out a music thing like at least once a week or maybe even twice a week, and do that to get a following rather than do the slog of like a tour.
Right.
You know, or like at least do that long enough so that when I do go on tour, when I end up in fucking Albuquerque, someone will know me. You know, like someone will be like, oh, I've seen this. And they will, like I'll actually have, even if it's like a 2-person draw in Albuquerque, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Like showing up with no draw is like, it sucks.
Yeah.
And, like, you have to do that so much as an early musician, and it hurts. Like it's not, and I don't know how productive it is either sometimes. You know, like I've done a lot of shows that I was like talk about fucking free work. Like, holy shit, you know, like we put together all this stuff, like multiple musicians, like full projection screen, like choreographed all the music, like blah, 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 like this huge amount of time and effort going into the show.
Right.
And then maybe I'd like make $40 and, you know, and like maybe I'd gain like 10 fans, which is cool, but it's like, damn, it's just like, whoa. And that's just if things go well too, you
right?
Know? Like the last show I had was so.
And that's honestly it's a whole nother layer now of like I know most places in LA are pay to play. Like you pay the venue to play there for exposure, and like that's what TikTok's becoming too, where it's like you can pay to have your stuff promoted.
Your stuff promoted, yeah.
Same with Instagram.
Instagram, it's
like insane. So it's like really now like. What bothers me about it, and I was thinking about it this morning, is like you have to like be rich now to afford to expose yourself, and it kind of always been that way.
It's always been that way.
But like that's what sucks about like what happened with Instagram and TikTok is now that it's monetized, you lose that like originality of like anyone has a chance at going viral, even if like they have bad lighting, whatever. It's like they still have a chance of gaining that exposure and that following, which was so cool when it was a thing. So.
Yeah, well, and it's tough. I mean, but it is. It's like you said. I think it's always been that way. And if anything, again, it's still slightly better because back, like especially with recording, like forget about it. Like if you didn't have a record deal, you couldn't get into a studio because they were too fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Tape alone back then was too expensive. Like no one could afford that shit.
Right.
So like you really had to have capital to even like record a song.
Man.
You know? So it's like. So yeah, it's it's
a catch-22. There's more people in the game, but there's also like it's more affordable.
Right. Yeah. So and I guess that's another part too. It's like it's kind of cool that the competition is up, and I do think history is going to look back on this time and be like it was a fucking insane renaissance of like everyone could like, especially in music, it's like everyone can afford to do it.
Wow, I never thought of it that way.
No, dude, we are living in an artistic renaissance for sure. Like
the digital renaissance.
Yeah, the digital.
Totally. Well, and that's the thing. It's like the computers are finally good enough that you can make a movie and you can make like an album that sounds really good.
Yeah,
and
I love that.
And we've finally had the technology long enough where like. You know, that early computer music, like some of that techno was just so awkward and like, but now it's like, if you go back and watch The Matrix, I'm just like, oh, this music, man. If it wasn't for the music, this movie would be so much better. But yeah, now it's like, it's becoming the most powerful instrument. You know, like now the computer is like, you know, being wielded by like these really high artists and like it's sounding great. You know, like
Apple is taking over the game.
Oh no, Apple! It's so funny. Like I'm getting so annoyed at Apple phones that I don't even want one anymore. But I can't not have an Apple
Right.
computer
Right.
because
Yeah.
of music. Like I just can't. Like
Yeah.
I won't go back. I know some people can do it on PC, but like I just can't. I won't. I can't. It'd be too much of a change for like not a good enough reason. So like now I'm just stuck with it.
Are you
that's
guys? Are y'all gonna get the iPhone 14?
the thing. I'm definitely getting it.
I'm
I
getting
kind of
it.
want
Yeah.
the mini, whatever the mini one is that just came out.
There's a mini.
Yeah,
There's a mini one.
I think it's iPhone 13 mini.
Oh shit!
Oh,
okay.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, I might do that because I like the tiny phone better.
like this. I like the giant.
Yeah, big.
I like the big
phone.
phones. I literally had this conversation with my mom. I was like, I wonder what the freaking iPhone 20 gonna be like.
Yeah.
That's
You
so
know,
The
true.
camera's already getting so crazy.
Yeah, the camera, like the fact that, and that's another thing, the fact that you can do music videos on your phone,
Right.
like
We're talking
that's
about-
crazy
we're
in
talking
itself.
About shooting a whole movie, basically, like
I-
and doing most of it on the phone,
and
and
you
then,
Yeah.
can.
and then having but then again, and then having our friends that have like affordable cameras that
Yeah.
are amazing come in and do some of the more
Do some-
professional shots.
yeah.
But like we're gonna do a lot of it just as like
Found footage.
found footage kind of vibes, or like someone just messing around, like like when you two were flirting, I had this idea of like a scene where you guys are just messing around and like filming each other and like just joking around and
Right.
stuff. But boom, there's a whole scene
Yeah.
shot on phones that makes sense that it's shot on phones, so people won't even bat an eyelash at it, and it'll be fine.
Right.
You know, like,
No, it's
Is
crazy.
the camera still on? I thought I heard a or
okay,
something.
I'll double check.
Just to see. Sorry.
No, it's good.
I
We're
thought.
still rolling.
We're still rolling.
Still
Okay.
rolling.
18 minutes. Oh yeah, we're really bad at time.
Yeah.
go
Oh,
way
we
too-
forgot to
it
set
goes
a timer.
so fast. Like
it really does.
we end up talking for like an hour and a half by accident. Like,
Yeah.
How long are the episodes gonna be?
We don't know. I mean, basically,
We're shooting for 40 minutes, but
40 minutes I think is good. I mean, but it is interesting. Like the more I watch podcasts, like my favorite podcasts, all of them are like usually
long.
it's around like just under 2 hours anyway. Like they really are. Like long form just seems to be the thing because the conversation I think naturally like
needs to
goes that far.
develop.
Well, and I think like a full ass conversation just is that. Like when I'm talking to my sister on the phone, dude, like we'll burn through an hour and a half and like not
Easy.
even realize it. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
What were we
whatever's good.
talking about?
Just we were talking about shooting a movie on the iPhone, and like just like why not? But so you want to get it for your skits and stuff for sure, right? Because,
Yeah, like I just remember when I was a kid, I got my first phone when I was like, I don't know, maybe like 13, 14, something like that. 13, 12, something. And it was a Nokia. And I just remember anytime I had like a little upgrade, I used to get so excited because like, oh my God, it's going to be a different brand or something.
Yeah.
But like once that iPhone came out, and I realized the cameras and all that stuff, I just got so hooked. I mean, I guess once it really developed in the later years, because I guess the camera wasn't all that. But I love having the iPhone because, like the fact that you can shoot high quality stuff and post it on the internet and it looks the way that it does is crazy.
well, and
It's so crazy.
Yeah, well, it's nuts to me too. Like even like all this stuff we've done for the Albania trip, we're gonna do a whole podcast with that. All this stuff that is already edited, we
Mhm.
literally edited like while I was like lying on the couch. I just did it on my phone. I just
Yeah.
edited an iMovie on my phone, and that's like the majority of what I needed to do. I'm gonna bounce it out and like fix up the audio and stuff
Mhm.
because I have that equipment. But like I don't even know some of it I might not even do that because I just won't need to. But like how it's nuts to me. Like just like off your phone, you can straight up make some content that's like
really
valuable.
good.
Yeah, like
yeah.
just like straight up. Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's like honestly, it's cool, but it's also just like insane. Like it's cool because like you could show your talent off, but it's also like dang, like I kind of feel like I'm falling behind in the technology wave, and that's like hurting my career a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like,
What do
cause
you-
like as a kid, like you're really excited about those things,
Yeah.
like learning, but as an adult, it's like
You don't care as much.
you care, but it's like there's so much of my like energy that has to go through like
paying my bills and like working and
Yes,
all
God.
of that like I don't have the time to like just sit down and like be bored enough to be creative, if that makes sense. It's like
Interesting.
I'm using most of my free time to like cope with the fact that I'm working so much. So I'm like not being creative, I'm like consuming creation. You know, it's like I'm consuming like TV or TikTok or whatever, rather than like being bored on the bored side and being like, oh, I'm gonna do something creative, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's tough too. I mean, it's like finding the right inspiration or like the right project. Like, I think this movie will help. Like the podcast stuff's already helped.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely like.
Well, and it's nice because I mean, well, and it's really fun too because like I feel like we do this shit anyway.
Yeah.
You know, like we hang out and bullshit and like have a few drinks anyway. So like it's nice that like
And puff it up.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, and it's nice that we kind of get like cross credit. It's like we're doing it, but it really doesn't feel like the other night. It was totally impromptu, and I'm glad Brandon didn't mind. But I just set up the camera because me and Alex have been so used to doing that in Albania, and he didn't protest, and we just kept talking like we would have anyway. And then it was dope. Like it was one of the better conversations I've had in a long time, and it's really nice too because it was captured, and like just getting to re-listen to that will be fun for me because like I think we were really onto something, and it was kind of cool, and like now it's documented and. And it'd be cool too, like later in life, just to look back at this shit and be like, "Oh man,
We
like,
were
that
so
was cool."
young.
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah. So, no, it's nice, but I think the movie thing will help a lot too. And I think with me, like the music thing kept me in the game because I just have to, right? So like it's always updates, like, and it's scary because I'm like, I've gotten burned so many times. Like when Logic switched to Logic X, it was a disaster. Like. Everything I'd learned, like the program was so different and it was like such a kick in the pants that I literally switched to Ableton, and I'm just like so terrified Ableton's going to do some crazy update and like hide all the buttons, you know, because it's so much. And then even if that the platform does or the DAW, like the main part, even if that doesn't get changed in some weird way, there's always a new plugin coming out, and like there's always like, so you just have to. You have to figure it out. But with the marketing end, like it changes so fast. Like
the algorithm's always changing.
Yeah. Well, and like, then even just the fact that like TikTok came out of kind of nowhere and just blew up
and
like,
blew up.
Took over.
Well, TikTok was Triller, or was it? Was it Triller at first?
I don't remember. Yeah.
It was Musically.
So it was already.
It was already a thing, but it was like less of a thing. It's more like for younger kids, and then like the trends on it kind of switched, and it became more like Vine for a second.
Vine.
Yeah,
see, and like
Vine
just
was
that,
a
just
thing.
like that's the thing. It's like you can spend all this energy and just have it. That's why I'm thinking we focus on YouTube because I think that's the one that never goes anywhere. Like,
Well, that's why Gary Vee's like always cross-platform.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
Make sure you're on like your eggs are all in one basket. Like cross-platform everything and like as much as you can. And then also like this, like we have these videos, and even if like it's on YouTube and it doesn't work out, we have them. Like we recorded it on our own like device, so that way like we always have it to put out on whatever it's like the next big thing.
Right. We can. Yeah, and that's a good point too. Is like we'll just have to like stay super organized. So whenever we do have to like upload a bunch of stuff. Well, and that actually could be cool too. It's like if a new platform comes out that we like, and then we get to go back and do like episode 1, and like we get to like we have so many episodes, we get to like drop them like every other day or something cool, and like it builds a bunch of momentum on this new platform. That could be cool. Like that could be a good thing. But it just feels like I think like you were saying, like as we get older, it's just like it just feels like fucking headache. I'm like, oh god, not a new. Oh no, they're changing the rules again. No, not again.
Yeah,
but it's cool.
It's definitely got to stay on your toes to like be on the top of the industry now.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, you know, it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
but it's fun. I just got to remember it's fun. Like sometimes I forget. You know, sometimes I'm like, this isn't even fun anymore.
No, it's true, and that's kind of where I get stuck. Like especially like when my acting isn't working. Like when I've done like how many auditions this month? Probably already this month I've done 40 auditions, maybe more. And like it's just it's so hard when you get like when you go through so many don't hear one thing. You know, or you get like callbacks that you never hear back from, or it gets delayed, and it's just like
it's free
wall
work.
after wall after wall after wall.
More free work.
Yeah.
Damn.
Exactly.
Damn. That's wild. What have you been hustling on, Joe? Like what's been your main focus? Like, I know you got the new job and like you're settling
hear
into
about
that,
it.
Yeah. So I mean, I've been, you know, I'm taking a break from it because, you know, like what we mentioned with the social media and stuff earlier.
Yeah.
I need a break, but like there's been like the TikTok stuff.
Yeah, that's been really good. Those 90s videos are
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
It was so weird. Like I know the trend. It started off. Well, it started off as a trend, and I just did my little typical thing of just hopping on it, and then one of my videos just got a lot of views, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'll keep doing this because this is fun. So I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, and then bada bing, bada boom, there was like this following. And so, yeah, I've just been focusing on TikTok, trying to get back into like regular acting, and even with the music stuff, like I have a lot of interest. It's like I want to do everything at one time.
Right.
So, and you know how they're just like, focus on like one thing, and like I should, but it's like there's still other things that I want to like just make sure I'm getting off too, at least while I'm still kind of young. And I guess I'm able to do it, especially with the type of content it is. So yeah, I'm just kind of struggling because it's like I'm trying to do everything at once.
Yeah, well,
that's my thing.
Well,
And that's the hard thing is because like you kind of feel like you have to be a triple threat out here.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever felt that way, but again, it's like, well, I guess in music I kind of am though, right? Like I can sing, I can produce, I can mix and master. So like, I always felt like maybe in that way, but that is yeah, for y'all, you gotta like be able to do all the things. But I think it's interesting too because like the idea of focusing on one thing, again, that might be smart from like a business standpoint, a marketing standpoint, but as an artist, it's boring as fuck, And like I feel like that's a thing. It's like that's good advice if you're a business person, but it's like it's like no, but I'm not though. Like I'm an artist, like I can't.
Yeah.
Like that would mess me up too. Like every once in a while, like even this kind of shit. Like I have to do different stuff every once in a while, just to like blow it out, like just to kind of reset and like, yeah. And to me, this is art also. Like building that was like an artistic expression in its own way, and like it got me away from music for like 3 full days. I was just in the garage, like chopping, cutting wood, and like, feeling like a carpenter, like feeling like I was 12 again, working with my dad or something, and it was nice, like it resets it. But yeah, I mean, that probably is the best plan is to like, do, like I should like be making an album that like all the songs like really fit together and are like kind of the same thing, and like putting forth like an easy consumable package of like, oh, this is what this artist is, and like it's really easy to understand. But I just can't do that. I'm like, no, I wanted my album to have like none of the songs sound the same, and like. And my personality too. I'm like, I don't want to just like kind of make some, like one-dimensional character for people to, to make it easier for people to buy what I'm selling. Like I don't want to do that. Like, I just don't.
I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
Just that I think is super interesting. It's something we ask our like clients when we like do intake for psychology. What do you consider your free time?
What do I consider my free time?
Like, what do you consider what do you do in your free time?
What do I do in my free time? I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can say it on camera. I mean, I'll be honest. Like, even though social media can be a lot. I spend a lot of my time scrolling, and I'm trying to get out of doing that and just get back into like embracing my childish self and going on. Well, not saying that hikes are childish, but like I need to, as an adult, I need to refigure out things that can occupy my time in like a fun way, like maybe going skating more or taking some dance classes or going to the park like what we did,
more in your body,
more in my body stuff.
Mind.
So I'm trying to figure out how to utilize my free time because it's been utilizing. It's like I go to work, I come home, I lay on my bed, I watch some stuff on my phone, all types of stuff on my phone. But it's like I'm trying to rediscover some cool things so I can utilize my free time. Did that make sense?
Yeah,
That makes sense.
absolutely.
So Zeb, what about you? What would you consider that what you do in your free time?
I don't know. It's weird. It's like I feel like I don't have free time. Kind of, like I feel like I'm always kind of working in a way. Like so, even if I'm, well, this has been getting really annoying too. Is like even when I'm like watching TV or something, it's like I'm constantly stopping it and like Shazamming what was that song and like trying to or like trying to find like the coolest TV series that's happening right now. Like I feel like it's always, or like when I'm listening to music, it's like it's just crate digging. Like it's not even like there's so few times where I'm just like listening to a song to listen to a song. I think with the trip to Albania is going to help with that. Like going on these hikes have been really good. Like because it's like and I've been doing long, like 4.5 hours of just like going and exploring. But even that kind of became work too, because I'm like, oh shit, I should shoot a music video here. Like so, I just felt like in a part I was like just scouting, and then like thinking of like lyric ideas or something. So I don't know. It's weird for me. I think maybe the only time that I actually turn off is like hanging out with you guys, like socializing, because it's like I'm not stuck in my brain at that point as much. And sometimes someone will say something, and then I have to like go into the other room and record it and be like, "Oh, that's a cool song lyric" or something. Like but it's the least amount of that. But I'm pretty obsessed. I think I'm like pretty obsessed, and I think it does like exhaust me, and I gotta figure out how to be better about that. Or like, yeah, I need some tools to cope with that, because I think I've let it get a little out of control where I'm just like obsessed. Like I'm just fucking obsessed with like how am I gonna get this, like what I've come too far to only come this far. Like I think there's like some desperation vibes to it, and it's like it's probably not great. Like I probably need to be like, everything's gonna be fun, you can take a break and actually fucking take, and I think that's what the alcohol thing too, I think that's part of why I drink, is it's a manual override. It's like I'm drunk now. So it's almost like how have you ever felt like happy to get sick?
Yeah.
Because you can have guilt-free chilling.
Yes.
And you're like, well, I'm
Guilt-free
sick,
chilling.
there's nothing I can do. Because normally when I'm chilling, it's like, I shouldn't be doing this. Like, this is bad. Like, you should be fucking working. Like, Kendrick Lamar's not taking a break right now, Zeb. Like, that kind of shit is always in my head. So, like, I'll get like
he's on a yacht somewhere chilling with Jay-Z and Beyonce and sipping on, I don't know.
No, they probably, well, that's the thing. They probably know how to relax, and like that's what helps them be as successful as they are. But in my head, it's like I'm like.
So that's where I was going with this question, because in asking this question, I realized like this is interesting to think about, the fact that like we don't consider ourselves to have a lot of free time. So that means that most of the time we don't feel free. Like we feel like we're caged in whatever we're doing, and that's working. And like what, like whoa, like that just ended up feeling so backwards to me, where I'm like, I want to be at a point where most of my time is free time. Like think about like in school, like how important recess was.
Yes. Oh
and,
my
like,
gosh.
But it's having that structure and that balance of like work and free time that makes it pleasurable and makes you want to go back and work on things and like change it, put that energy in. But if you're always putting that energy in, I mean, honestly, I just feel like as creatives, we're really burnt out.
I think so too, because what were you gonna say?
Yeah, no, I definitely, I've been dealing with that too, actually, just feeling a little burnt out, because I've went a whole decade. I started trying to pursue this in high school, preparing me for college, art school, and then I move out here. But it's like I'm a little burnt out. I'm burnt out, and I ain't even make it like that yet.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
Like,
that burns you out so much more too. Is like when you're doing all that work and you're not getting the
you're not getting
you're not getting the paycheck, and you're not getting the celebration. You're just getting the beats. You're just like, oh, I'm getting like L's like left and right. It burns you out.
So yeah, I'm pretty burnt out of the game, and I think tying going to mental health. I've been through a lot, and it's affected my mental health. And depression, I'm not gonna lie, I've been a little depressed, ladies and gentlemen. Depression, for me, it makes me not want to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm eating, I'm sexually pleasing myself. There's that. It's just a lot of shit. And so now I'm at a point where it's like I'm trying to get out. Sorry to even take it to this turn,
No.
This is where we go.
but now I for the past couple of years, to be honest, I'm like trying to get back to that because I've just been through just so much with people, and I
Yeah.
finally have had to let people go in my life that I felt like was holding me back in this city. And it's like now, because there's a point where you have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Right.
And it's like I'm really fighting to fully be back full force. But yeah, I'm like the drainingness comes from depression and just being overwhelmed and all of that. All of that.
Yeah, and I think the depression really, I think comes from us all being, burnout. Because the thing is, we have, TikTok and Instagram and stuff. You can scroll through and see 20 other people, that are, putting out all these videos and all this creation. And all of a sudden you feel guilty, I should be doing that. I should be, making that movie. Or, like you said, you can't even turn it off. What's that song I need to be doing better? It's, this constant hustle mentality that we have, especially in America, where it's, there's so much shame around relaxing.
Yeah.
Honestly.
No, man, that reminded me of something from the trip. Albania, it's such a different vibe.
Right.
And it does make you realize the paper chase vibe in America is nuts. Our hustle is insane. And I don't think, and it's and part of me is oh, I'm proud of that. That's dope. We're hard workers, but it's I don't
what is
know.
it costing
Well,
us?
and it's how far, have we just, our balance, I think, is off. I think that would be fair to say. And we don't have to lose our hard work and our dedication and stuff like that. But I think if everyone just slowed down a little bit, I think we'd end up even probably working smarter. So it wouldn't even be this huge trade-off, but it would just be less desperate and fucking nuts. Because it's a lot. And I think with being a creative, the other part for me is I think there's a guilt of I'm playing guitar. I am playing. This isn't work, so suck it up. You know what I mean? I don't give myself the credit of working almost in a way, right? Because it is being creative and it is a fun, it is something that I really enjoy or I'm supposed to. But it gets hard when you're that fucking burnt out. But it's scary to take time away from it because again the competition is so high. It's bonkers, man. But I would say that
competition.
The America part is for real. At least I went to 5 countries, and in every country.
Oh, sorry guys, it's our timer.
It's all good. In every country I went to Albania, Montenegro, North Macedonia.
Monto what? I'm just joking.
Yeah, no, Black Mountains.
Is it actually?
Black Mountains.
Black Mountains.
And Kosovo, and then we ended in Bulgaria, and every one of those places, they still do their shit, but it was no one seemed as intent. When me and Alex came in the room, it's it's almost I could see them seeing us these fucking balls of stress, and they're hey, it's cool, man, relax. And it was fun, we really got along, and they thought we were hilarious because we have all this energy and we wanted to tell the best jokes and all that shit. Even at dinner we were working, we were working the other people at dinner trying to be the funniest guys in the room, but
yeah, no,
but they
I
were
think
really
it's
nice
real.
to us about it, and they did mention it too. They're you can relax, man, and I was whoa. You see that? And they're oh, yeah. No, it's written all over your face. And I'm man, is that most Americans? Yeah, most Americans we meet are really stressed out. Yeah, you can chill.
Hell yeah.
Cool. We're chilling out here.
No, it really is interesting to think about because one of my uncles, he died because he got throat cancer because he was so stressed. And they're you need to bring down your stress. And I mean, it really does one of the leading causes of death is heart disease and heart attacks, and that comes from stress. It's it really is deadly. It can kill us, and to the point in Japan, there's
There's
syndrome,
a word for it.
where people literally they just get so stressed and burnt out that they die. They work themselves to death.
Wow.
And there's also the syndrome that's happening with kids in Japan where they refuse to leave their rooms because they get so overwhelmed by the amount of pressure that's put on them to be this amazing person in that society. And I think we're headed there. Because, like, the suicide rates for younger children have gone up.
Oh, I think we're already there. It's just in a different way.
Right.
Like, it's just, it looks a little different and the culture is a little different around it. But I think we're just as crazy. Like, we're just, it's nuts, man. We're just as, like, hungry for money and success.
Hungry for money, success.
I think success, for me, it's all the success. But, like, the money thing would be, like, a fun side effect. But for me, it's always, like, I just want to compete.
But it's literally, like, killing us.
No, it's
like,
Well, it's crazy. Like, I was just talking to one of my, like, family friends that I was telling you about yesterday. She lost her son when he was, like, 35. Like, he wasn't even old. He was like he was working at a dealership, and he was like determined to become, like, to take the place over and, like, kick at and, like, have his own dealership, whatever. So he's selling cars, and he was drinking, like, 5 Red Bulls a day, and then he had to take sleeping pills to go to bed. And he did that for years, and his mom was like, "Bro, you can't do this." And he's like, "No, I'll be fine, Mom. I'll be fine." And besides, like, it's gonna pay off in the end. And then he fucking died.
Yeah.
You know, and like he was just about to get married, and like, it was so sad, dude. Like, and it's just like,
that's awful.
It destroyed, like, this happy family, and, like, just over some bullshit.
I hate that, I hate that people have to literally be slaves to their jobs just to make ends meet.
Yeah.
And just to be happy. And just to be able to do stuff and afford to do stuff. Like, I hate it here almost. Rent is so expensive. Like, I saw something on Instagram. It was like a McDonald's burger was like 50 cent type situation.
Yeah.
Rent used to be like $500 or like $100 and some dollars back in the day. Like, it's just like, I just hate living almost nowadays.
Well, it's a lot. When they say that, and I don't know all the numbers, and, like, I haven't, like, fact checked it or, like, decided for myself that but I hear so many times it's reported that the cost of living keeps going up, but our wages, like, just haven't in so long that it's just like and that was another thing about Albania. It was so cheap there, bro. Like, I felt rich because, like,
how cheap?
Like, what? Really, like, it was like they make like $400 a month there, probably. So I was like, we were balling out of control. Like, so I had $1,000 I spent probably that month that I was gone for a full month, and that was room and board, everything. And we were going out every night, eating like, nice restaurants, whatever. Like, we were balling out, and it was like $1,000.
What was the food like?
It was amazing. It was super. Everything was clean, fresh. Mostly, like, Mediterranean, right? So, like, a lot of meat. Like feta style cheese, a lot of tomatoes, cucumbers, that kind of vibe, and it was just good. It was just, like, wholesome, good food. It was I don't know how to explain.
What was your favorite dish?
I can't remember, like, the names of it, but it's like it would just be my favorite. But my biggest suggestion would be to go to. They would call them like steakhouses or whatever, and it was just like where they would serve. Anywhere with it's like there's a lot of different meats. Like, if you eat meat, if you're a vegan, you might be in trouble over that. But if you eat meat, there you're in heaven because, like, it's so good and it's so fresh and it's just so unpolluted out there. Like, there's just so little pollution. It's crazy.
The meat's not injected with anything.
No, it's like
it's so true.
Well, and like I was saying, some of the places we were staying at someone's house in the middle of nowhere. So the cow you're eating was there, was like hanging out in the yard probably a week ago, and then,
and now you're eating
literally, that was Germany too. Like one of the days I was in Germany, like, the guy we were staying with was like, "Okay, we're gonna go hunting in the morning for our food that night." And I thought he was joking. I thought, okay.
But baby, he wasn't.
He woke us up at 4 a.m. We went hunting. We did not catch a thing. And then I was like, "Okay, what's for dinner?" He was like, "Oh, well, we didn't catch anything. So we're gonna have to eat, like, the old stuff, like, that we've, like." I was like, "Okay."
Dang.
It was horse meat.
What?
Oh.
Not joking. So I ate horse on it.
How did it taste?
It honestly just tastes like beef.
Yeah,
but, like, it's just, like, what's insane to me that, like, that was, like, they were literally like, "No, you didn't catch anything." So, like, this is like,
you really thought it was a game? They were like, "She gonna learn today."
Yeah, that's how it was.
Man, that's crazy.
But I don't know about you guys, but it's like half of me, like, almost equally, like, half of me is like, I'm gonna be an actor in LA, and I'm gonna, like, you know, do all these amazing things. My life's going to be so busy and all over the place, like flying everywhere. And other, like almost exact half of me is like, no, I'm going to just go live in Bali, like on the beach, like not work another day. You know, it's just like you get to this point where you're just like, is this really how I want to enjoy life? Like, am I enjoying it?
Yeah.
You know?
Especially when when you realize so many of your friends who are not pursuing our industry are thriving.
Oh my
Right.
god! Oh my
Because,
God.
like-
such easier lives.
Yeah.
It's insane,
Because,
bro.
like, I'm over here looking at some people on Instagram from high school who are already having babies, you know, married. And it's just like, damn, like, Joe still, they're like, damn, Joe was, he's still doing this thing.
Hustling,
He's
yeah.
still, but it's so crazy because, you know, with me being like 28, but I look good. And you know what? But
Amazing.
let me say something real quick. Why like, I'm 28, okay? And like, it's not a bad thing. Like,
Yeah.
I've realized there's people that they're scared to even say what age they are in their 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the industry is nuts with that. Like
Crazy.
Like, you know,
Because
the
like
music thing-
12-year-olds make it in the industry.
right. Well,
Yeah.
and there is a focus on, especially like in music. I feel like there's like this focus.
This
on,
young.
like, but it's, to me, that's really whack too, because I think you don't even know what the fuck. Like, why am I listening? Because songs are philosophical, you know,
Yeah.
like it's about life, and like, why am I listening to this? Fucking, like, they're not even a person yet. Like, they don't
Right.
even know what they're saying.
This little 8-year-old, this
Yeah,
little
like-
13-year-old talking about love and ain't
I mean,
even
right.
experienced.
Michael
There's value
Jackson,
to
Michael
it.
Jackson
I do.
got away with it. When Michael Jackson was in Jackson 5, I was
Yeah.
like, I'll give it to you. Like, you somehow
He went through
He
something.
magically knew somehow. Like,
Yeah.
but that was
But
like
I
one
think
in a
there's
million.
value to all like parts of it. I think the problem is though, it's like there's this ageism of like somehow like the younger you are when you make it, the harder you work, the more like successful you
Well,
must be.
well,
But
again-
it's like more like a spectrum. you
Well,
know?
I think I look at it too as like part of it is probably it's probably just a business move. Really, it's like, okay, so we're gonna invest all this
Right.
money in
That's
this
so true.
product that's gonna be losing value.
right.
So like we got
As
like
we
we
age.
got and we're gonna put a lot into it. So but
But
again,
that's the thing. It's like people like don't value like older people like they should. But I think it is maybe shifting.
no, well, and what's nice is I think that style of business is now falling apart because we do have our ability to do our own stuff. So it's not like we don't need that like gatekeeper, you know, manager of you know, an agency firm being like, okay, agents, we're going to put this amount of energy and money into this person, blah, 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 blah. And like, you know, and that's it. That was, you know, that's your whole career. Like that's how it's going to play out. And usually whoever they put the most money behind did the best, you know, like
Right.
now it's like we do have a fighting chance to kind of find our own fans and find our own money. Like we get, you know, and I guess that's really the thing. It's like the fact that we have an opportunity to find our own bag is dope. And it's just, man, it's like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
And you realize like you're not only an artist, like now you really are a small business.
You are a
So you
business
gotta
too,
do it.
yeah.
So you just gotta do it.
I think really like the level of everything is just amped up where it's like, I mean, when they say shoot for the stars, like that's literally what they mean. It's like some people like shoot not that far out and then they're just like married, have a family, settled down, they're happy with a simple life. But other people, it's like, no, we want to shoot for the stars.
Period. I want
Like,
my
we're
mini
gonna show-
mansion.
right. You know what I mean? And I think like there's a respect in that. But at the
Mhm.
end of the day, like, because like, you know, there is more people in the world now, more exposure, it's like people are shining brighter. So you got to shine even brighter.
Yeah.
Like you have to shoot even further, as, you know?
When I wonder too, like I wonder if music, especially, is going to be like more regional. You know, like if that starts to happen, where it's like there's just smaller kind of pockets, and like I'm sure there's always going
That's
to
so
be
true.
those overarching things, but you see that every once in a while where there's like, you know, there's an artist that just has like in Colorado there was this Pretty Lights guy, and I think it's trash. Like personally, it's like bad hip hop beats without any rap. Like I was like, oh my god, anyone could do this, but somehow he connected with this like fan base that was like Grateful Dead fans. Like they just it was like their person. It was like they found him. He's from Colorado. He's like he's like the biggest thing to see at Red Rocks. You know, it was like and it was like super drug music. Basically, I think that's the only.
And there were no lyrics. You still don't.
No, I think that's the only way you can listen to it is if you're like super fucked up. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Actually, I had a fan tell me, I was like trying to ask, I was like, okay, so I'm a producer and I just never understood this. Like, to me, it's just kind of like bad hip hop beats without the rap. So it's like very, like, there's not a lot there for me. And he's like, no, it's like the best. Like, we all go to Red Rocks, we get the Molly out. And I'm like, oh, so like, do you kind of, are you normally intoxicated when you listen to music? He's like, oh yeah, I don't listen to it unless I'm fucked up. I'm like, okay, like, whatever. But anyway, the point is, he made a really good living. Like, he had a lot of money. Like, he made a lot of, I think he did like 10 million in like 4 years or something.
Damn.
Dang.
His own shit. Like, and like, so, yeah, and he just merch and like just loyalty. Like, he just had, and like, so his small business won, and I thought the music was trash, but it was like,
but it was.
But it almost maybe wasn't even about that. Like, maybe that's part of it too, is like, he just got the music done, and then he was really more on the marketing hustle. Maybe that's really what he was the most talented at. I don't know, but we'll see. But for you actors, you're fucked. No, but I don't know. Maybe even like shows. I mean, there's more and more places shooting, right? Like Atlanta, I guess, is getting bigger and bigger, and I don't know how it's gonna go. What do you think happens in the acting zone? Like, do you think it's gonna change much, or?
I do 100%.
What do you think's gonna happen?
Well, me and Johnny actually met this guy at a Beverly Hills party a couple weekends ago who literally sells AI actors.
Oh my
so
God.
to like directors, and basically they look like you and me.
Yeah.
You could not even tell the difference. Like, it looks that human, but it has completely automatically generated responses, like based on the personality they set for like the AI intelligence. So it's like all natural. And the director could be like, oh, I want it more emotional, and just it's like a ramping up of a setting.
Wow.
More emotional, more
Turn up your
tears.
emotional setting 5%.
Right. Like, so
Acknowledged.
like they can get perfect acting every time, one take wonders.
I don't know, man. That seems like
That's crazy.
Like,
It is.
Like, but I'm so persnickety about acting. Like, I can't imagine I would be able to like deal. Like, as a viewer, I do not know. I would be interesting.
I think it'll take a while, but I do kind of think at some point it's like, you don't have to give them breaks. You don't have to feed them. I mean, they'll take however much time you want. You can like type it in. And then on top of that, there's this new type of augmented reality. I don't remember the name of it. I want to say it's like hypermotion or something. But anyways, it's this new thing where like basically you could take any shot and you can move it. So like AI will figure out like what's around it and like be able to change the perspective. So they're using it for virtual reality and stuff instead of green screens, because they can shift the room a little bit, like in a moving car or something like that. And then there's
Technology.
also this thing where you just type in a word where you can add it to, like, let's say you have like a movie that needs to be color graded. You could just type in cinematic, and then the AI will color grade it based upon all the information and data it has. Like, or you could be like, more Quentin Tarantino.
Wow.
You just type it in.
Wow.
Well, so how does that affect you think?
I just think like overall everything's going to become more automated. And so like being an actor, I mean, now there's like deep fakes too. So like Nicolas Cage dies, like, he could still be in the industry for 10 more years because they could deep fake him. They're able to like auto generate voices now, based upon like hearing them.
They have so many samples of them.
Yeah.
Right. Of everyone though. So like it just
That's
like
creepy.
I mean, not only do we have alive actors that like I'm going into competition with, but ones that have passed on, and then ones that are created completely off of AI now. So it's like the talent pool.
That's crazy.
The entertainment industry is only going to get worse for everyone. Like they're gonna have they already have AI like boy bands.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's insane.
No, it's gonna be interesting.
And now they're making sex bots.
Yeah. No, but there's
That one
this
I'm okay
like
with.
I think her name's Aaliyah, and she
Aaliyah, yes.
Yeah.
Baby girl.
and well, she's this AI robot that like literally is like more famous than some A-list celebrities, and she has brand deals with Nike and all these things, and like posts on Instagram and TikTok, and it's an AI.
Yeah.
I need to see that.
Yeah, I want to see that too. I need to
Okay.
do more research.
Yeah, I need to see that. Am I good to kind of munch, or should I not?
You're fine.
No, you're fine. We do it
Okay.
all the time.
Grab snacks, baby. Let's go.
Heck yeah.
That. They kept kicking in.
All right. Well, I'm good if y'all are good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make another drink though. But this was good. I like this
You want that?
conversation, man.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Sorry if I was a little quiet. I guess.
No, you're
No,
great.
you're great.
We could have been asking you more questions too, I suppose.
Huh?
I said we could have been asking you more questions.
Yeah,
too,
we
I
were just
suppose.
flowing with it. That was great.
Did you have fun though?
Yeah, I'm good. I just like I get a little. It's like interviews make me. Well, you know,
Yeah. No,
But
I
yeah.
totally get it.
it's y'all show, baby.
No, it was fun.
It's fun.
man.
Yeah,
Wow.
thanks for
Well,
being
we're
here.
definitely gonna keep doing this. So
Yeah.
that'll be good. All right, AI is taking over. Don't burn yourself out, even though you're competing with AI. And
Literally.
stay on that paper chase.
The hustle. Or not, because we're all burnt out.
Baby.